A little boy, when I see a beat, the next little boy in high school, who are you? What you doing at people in school? Ear all twist up in a jacket. You're not supposed to do that people in school compound. You have to do work. You're a big man. You should have hate with the soldier them. Andrew only tell them when I soldier them out here. Because I can't pick that behave so. Martial art combat class him I come from.
Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. One of the buzzing topic that has been taking place all over social media is based on a viral video that has been making its round all over the place, where it is seen that two picnic, bigger than a little small one. I heard that one is 10, one is 11, one is 12. Specifically, the 12-year-old was seen in some sorts of bad bullying fashion. Pretty much he gave that younger youth, smaller youth, a royal BEAT down. Now, since then, we've been hearing from everybody on social media giving their views, saying that these are no sorts of kids, these are monsters. We've heard from the school board, we've heard from the Ministry of Education. However, the person that people want to hear from most is the mother of this child, because persons are saying this child must be from a very dysfunctional home, and people, such is the case. So this mother did some sorts of interview on social media, and what everybody hoped would have been some sorts of apology, saying that this child was DEAD wrong. People, it seems as if this mother was doing some sorts of damage control for her child, and no wonder the child did the deeds in which we saw on social media. So people, take a listen, take a look at exactly what she has to say in this audio, and then I'll give my piece.
It's very unacceptable for me. I cannot accept this from none of my kids. You understand? I am a mother of the mother, then a woman. And when everybody talks about eating father, I don't live with man from the day I have that child in my home. And me and my son and my daughter alone. And in addition to the day, it's wrong. And in the can't see no reason to give right there, so that there's something behind the video that I don't wish to publicize. And I did not know there was something behind the video until CD of a meeting with Steve yesterday. And this is a long story. The school never video went and then he wrote it down with my shape. Chopping up because I'm shoes when I wear and in belt that never was on video. I'm going to go to the parents of the mother and talk to them because we don't want them to come and see me and we don't want to put the parents in a problem. Some of them single mother, some of them kind of science is not together, how much I do take a problem. You understand what I'm saying? And that is all I have to say about it. I'm not going to trend on any show. All I can do, I speak something for each other. It is real. I can't watch the video because when we see the first part of the video, the phone moves because I am a mother of 4 boys again. And none of them never get into this yet. And this is coming from a child who used to bully him at the school. And I did not know this until yesterday when he talked to the PDA. So everybody see the video and them are with it. So just let them talk. Let them talk. Because the world, they can't finish. Just finish now. One world of perfect kids. And we can tell them.
Now, people, like I said, this audio was about 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes long. At first couple 10 seconds or so, she was on the right path. She said that the deeds of the son and the next boy was unacceptable. And based on what she's seen on social media, people are saying, these kids don't come from any sorts of mother. Them come from sorts of mama. Them kick up, them grow up. So therefore, they come from some sorts of dysfunctional home. However, we saw that the the dysfunctionality and also the deep denial in which this lady lives in, deluded, start to show up. She's now claiming that there is something else behind this video. So what we see is not what we really saw. This video does not give a proper representation or interpretation of the facts. However, she does not wish to publicize or divulge exactly what is going on. She is now claiming that some other kids, B-U-L-L-Y, her child, so therefore this is the justification for her child now turning around and doing the same thing to a much smaller youths. People, if you look at the victim in this video, the youth that is smaller, don't know his age, you could see that he has some sorts of slowness within him. You could see that there is no sorts of way this youth could have been the agitator, the aggressor, the person that was pushing or starting anything. This mother is now claiming that her child was also B-U-L-L-I-E-D at this school because of some sorts of shoes, because of some sorts of belts. She claims that she has 4 children and she has never had this sort of problem before. This is just an isolated incident. And then she starts to bash the people that are on social media saying that these children come from some sorts of dysfunctional home. The same thing where them see the mother do, the same thing that they see the father doing, that is exactly what they display in schools. And people, based on this lady's explanation, based on her reason, based on the fact that we see that she is in deep denial, there is no sorts of wonder why the children act like this, because like them say, so the goat, so the kid. So therefore, if the mama, which is actually a mama, does not come out and apologize, she is being wrong and strong. And people, that is definitely what most persons got from this interview. As a matter of fact, the person that did the interview, she also got some sorts of bashing. So people, take a listen, take a look to exactly what she has to say. After people say, how could you even allow this person, this platform, when this person is in deep denial, this person is not apologizing, this person is making up all sorts of excuses. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Little boy need help. Him blood clot wrong, me not give him no right. But we are talking about the real world and what happened. We are talking about the real world and what happened. Pitney beat up Pitney. Me are talking about the situation and the anger management with little boy. And the hear what I say? Me a pick up for him. All me a try educate them to say this a come from somewhere, you know. And somewhere, anger making do this and that come from somewhere. What more no when no blood, someone no Pitney dirty and workless, no blood clot mother. What you mean by mother no care? Pete, me a any life. You just come on this and I say mother no care. His mother no care about what? If you send him go counsel and his mother no care. Hey girl, you not gonna lick out your mama. His mother send him go counsel and his mother no care. You don't know about what mother when no care? You don't know about what mother when no care? A mother when no care no give a fuck. She not give a fuck about counseling or nothing. She just not clad care.
So people, just to put things into context, the voice note that you heard was of the mother. This video that you saw is of a lady that conducted some sorts of interview, gave the mother a platform to give her piece, her side of the story. However, persons were so ticked off, persons were so P-I-S-S-E-D off, that they turned the B-A-S-H-I-N-G from the mother onto the person that gave her that platform. Because it seems as if both the mother and the person that gave her the platform did not understand or was given some sorts of excuse for this child and saying that, yes, now that the mother send that child or is seeking some sorts of therapy or counseling for that child, it makes everything right. It does not correct anything. It is so easy to do something that is despicable and then come out and give some sort of excuse or apology. What persons are concerned with, this should have never happened. The average mother or father that have any sorts of child attending any sorts of school and do stuff like this. it tells you that this is no normal child. This child is a monster. This child is acting or acted the way that she acted or he acted because of the background that she is coming from. And it is quite obvious from the mother and also this presenter that gave the mother the platform. They do not get the whole point that this should not have happened. It is not good enough that you do some sorts of ish, BULLY, BEAT and STOMPED in the head of her next child and then come out and the mother apologize. And not only was she apologizing, she was being wrong and strong and making up all sorts of excuse, claiming that people run down for her own pit with some sorts of machine. So therefore, he is acting out of self-defense. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense. Point blank and period. Now, like the saying goes, whenever it rains and it pours. And sadly and coincidentally, the same time in which this video was making its round all over social media, there was also a decision that was made by the court as it pertains to a 14-year-old that juke up a 15-year-old. That 14-year-old was charged for takeaway and also dangerous weapon. However, in a surprise to the family, that 14-year-old case was dismissed and he walked scot-free from out of the courts. I want you to take a look at exactly what the mother of that 15-year-old had to say as it pertains to the court's decision and what the lawyer of that defendant has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
The court ruled that a prima facie case was not made out against the accused. Family court matters are private, and so I cannot weigh the particulars publicly. I stand, however, by what I have been saying from day one of this matter, that, number one, the weapon was not introduced by the defendant, and two, the defendant was not the aggressor in the deadly altercation.
The next 50 years I've been living, my life not normal again. Because I miss my son so much every day. And he's not there to talk for him side. So I know, I lost. Sometimes I think, so till me it come like your boss. I say, no, I have to just stop think. Because I have to wonder, what happened? He no get trouble. He no talk. Bicycle and football. Running very kind. There is not a child that come to this yard no love my son, sir. I'm afraid to send my kids them to school. Because me send my son to school, and this is what I got. A grave around there, so in my backyard, I feel up on every day. And no justice. Not even 5 years. Not even 6 months. Nothing, just walk and gone, man. Wake up this morning and see mother and him father eating breakfast, and then go get him in our next school. And my son didn't get a chance to graduate from high school. Sometimes I think me go dead. Or my heart, they pain me every day. You know, but now me understand what some people really go through with justice system in Jamaica. No justice not there. None at all.
So people, just to put things into context, this youth, Mr. Plummer, he was at school. He was rushed earlier in the day. He was rushed on an earlier occasion. However, that same day in which he was threatened, it is said that he was either going into some sorts of bus when he was ATTACKED by a group of youths that gang him up. Based on what the lawyer for the defense is saying, he had the knife. Well, people, here's the thing. Based on the fact that the system, meaning the poor, cannot protect you, based on the fact that the school, the principal, the dean of discipline cannot protect you, and based on the decision, the court, which is also a part of the system, and the judge cannot protect you either. Sometimes you're caught between a rock and a hard place. So this youth might is the operative word, had some sorts of tool in defense of himself. So therefore, like me say, he was GANGED up, and maybe them disarm him, take with the knife, and then that 14-year-old use that same knife against this youth. So now this lawyer goes into court knowing the fact that this youth was probably afraid for his life or of his life. So therefore he might have armed up himself. Might have. So now him claims say his client took away the knife. His client was the victim, and the victim that lost his life was the agitator, the aggressor. And then this fool judge that it seems always seems to get it wrong, or these defense lawyer that it seems that have all these judges by the neck, by the balls, and it seems as if these prosecutor, DA, have no sorts of talk, or they don't do any sorts of case, cannot stand any sorts of strong defense or strong kind of stuff against the defense. Then this little youth walk the next one, DEAD, and the mother have to brush off herself and carry on her life without her child, while this other child gets to go on with his life, goes to a next school and probably do the same thing over and over again. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense. Point blank and period. So people, like I said, the theme of this video is when it rains, it pours and it rains. And it has been raining all sorts of cats and dogs, mainly pit bulls, as it come into these schools in Jamaica. Just after the court made its decision as to the 14 and 15-year-old, just after that incident in which that 12-year-old clot that other little pitney, there's a next video that is said to have taken place in a Clarendon in which 2 schoolgirls were at it for some sorts of man. Now, people, I am going to show you the edited version of the video because obviously this is YouTube, and anything that has to do with any sorts of ABUSE, of any sorts of picnic, is not allowed on the platform. So I am going to show you the young girl that was the aggressor, the agitator, the person that initiated the whole thing. Don't know how it started, but I know how it ends. So I am going to show you when she spots the enemy or the person that took away her man, or she took away the man from, meaning picnic love affair. The way that she took her strip off her uniform in a some sorts of short and some sorts of ironically IFEBEATER shirts. And then she rushed down to that girl, which was probably 100 meters from where she was. She spat her out like spat a lion. When she got to the person, there was some sort of separation by an elder trying to part the FIGHT. However, she made sure she was insistent that she was going to clot up this little child. So people, I am going to show you the edited version of the video when she rushed the next little girl, and then I am going to speak about the rest further on in the news.
Grab boy.
You might run. You might run. You might run. You might run.
Let me know about the cameraman in the dag. You hold him now?
You are careful. You are careful.
So people, like I said, I showed you the edited version of the video with pictures because I will not violate the policy just for your entertainment purposes. Based on the information that I am hearing, this is all because of 2 young girls over some squabble, over some man, meaning student, male students. This girl saw the matey, and then she rushed down 100 meters. Parted, separated by a man, an elder. However, we know so these picnic, they have no respect for them own mama and papa. No respect, self-esteem for self. So therefore, a stranger means absolutely nothing. So while she rushed the girl, obviously the bother of the 2, the Variego, the Tegareg, and a clot at the little girl, don't know a youth intervene, don't know the relationship of that youth. Again, if 2 girls are fight, not to say that it is justified. However, when a youth comes in, it looks some sorts of way like the girl, even though she was a Tegareg, was at a disadvantageous situation. When the family member, don't know if a auntie or sister or what, saw that the little tegareg was getting the disadvantage, they then intervene and start for clot up the little youth that also intervene, like them say. Two wrongs don't make any sorts of rights. However, they were pretty much clobbering this youth with all sorts of elbow, knee, thump, rete, lele. He was getting the whole catalog. The fight then separated the youth. You could see that he was BLOODY, all sorts of red drip over him uniform. Now, people, what is even worse about this situation is that nobody seems to want to part it. Everybody was in enjoyment. Everybody was facilitating the FUCKRY. This youth, this girl was getting a proper clotting, royal BEAT down by the sister or cousin or auntie, whomever. People, it is a very sad state of affair as it pertains to Jamaica. When we see stuff like this happening back to back to back to back, then there's no sorts of justice from the system, no sorts of justice from the school, no sorts of justice from the parents. The parents are just as bad. So the mama, so the picnic, so the papa, so the picnic. No source of justice from the court. So therefore it leaves people with taking matters in their own hands, and I am not saying that this is justified. I am going to show you a video that is showing the general consensus that most Jamaicans or a lot of Jamaicans feel about handling stuff like this. Not going to say that it is right, however, it is a general meaning mixed review as to what persons are saying as it pertains to situation as this. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Me, my 7-year-old son come home from school to tell me he's getting bullied at school.
Primary. Right. My little 7-year-old son come home to me and tell me, say, that bully. I get bullied, you know. You see me? I'm going to tell you this, you know. People controlling up blood clot picnic them, you know. I put on my glasses called darkness. I say controlling up blood clot picnic. I make sure I go over to this man, I'm going to know him face, you know. I'm going to know him blood clot face and make sure I talk to him teacher and I tell her, I say, deal with him. When I go over there, she stand up over in the class, you know. She say, notice that him stand up over too. That means it's a regular thing for him. I tell you this. I'm not send my blood clot youth on the road to make problem with people. And then mother grow him. And me I grow him. You know why me I grow him? Because me have to teach him the right way, what me know. Because me is a troublemaker. Me I tell you that me send him on the road for go learn. You understand me? So me I go tell him this whole you know. Me not go left it in your man, you know. You see me? Parents out there, you know the type of buckler picnic you want to have. You know the youth them want to grow. You know what you want to put in them. You know the type of youth want to send out come a road. Me I tell you this. But I want to keep them on a blood clot yard if you don't want them. You hear me? I tell you that straight. Because no youth now come deal with my youth no way and they just go so, you know. Me now go bury my blood clot picnic for nobody, you know. Me I tell you that straight, you know. Me say me go know him. Me see him and me know him and not a little youth selling up. Or me I go tell you this, me make sure I bring it to the teacher and say, teach, deal with it. My youth they even talk. My son they even talk. He say him there on index and do him work. Youth come up by the table and he put him on the table and look youth box off him, book off of the table and them way them him and deal with him. You understand me? I go tell you this. You see me now hide my face. See my face and look at my blood clot ugly face. Remember me telling you that. Deal with no bumbuckler youth. Deal with uno youth. Remember me tell you that. Me not run joke with people.
Now, people, here's my disclaimer before I proceed. I do not encourage, justify, or promote any sorts of violence against anyone, especially parents, elder against student, student against student, students against teacher. Any sort of aspect where you want to think about it. So therefore, me know so like people like free misunderstand or act as if take things what I say out of context occasionally. What this man is saying, he is echoing the general consensus of what persons feel about what is going on in a school with these bullies, with these parents that have a whole bunch of vagabond monsters where them breed up at them house and just send them out there for freelance free for all to do whatever they so choose in the people in school, meaning clot up the innocent good pitney that goes to school to get some sorts of education. People are getting fed up, and whenever people cannot get justice from the right way, they are going to take it the wrong way. So therefore, take what I say the right way before the wrong thing. Do uno and uno pitney. Because whenever you FUCK with people, whatever you get, you pretty much deserve it. As sad and controversial as it sounds. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.